Hi everyone, and welcome to Raw Spirituality, Health and Wellbeing with me, Amelia Campbell. I hope you're all feeling good wherever you may be in the world right now. And I hope everything is well with you. Today I'd like to share something with you. Today is actually the 2nd year anniversary of my dad's passing from this body and this life into eternal life and eternal experience without his body. The times leading up to his death were incredibly challenging, one of the most challenging experiences that I've had. He was a totally devoted spiritual man. He was devoted to helping others. He was devoted to Osho, and he was completely devoted to his work here. And he used every opportunity to work with as many people as he could and to help as many people as he could in his life. And he did. He helped hundreds, probably thousands of different people all over the world to live a more conscious, a more beautiful, and more aware, and a more amazing life. He supported so many people in so many different ways. And quite often that meant that he didn't have time for his own family because he was so devoted to others. And he became diagnosed with cancer, and a massive shift started to happen within him. His heart began to open more fully, and he began to appreciate all the experiences more deeply that had happened in his life and all the people that had found their way into his life. He went on a quest to catch up with many people that he hadn't seen for years and to spend time with them and to finish anything that was unfinished, really. He was the manager of Deva Premal and Miten for about 15 years. He was good friends with Miten from many years ago from Osho Koswan School in Devon, and he was very much devoted to Osho. Osho changed his life, actually. Osho helped to open his heart and his mind to something more, to something that he'd been searching for. And 2 years ago, he ended up going into the Freiburg cancer clinic, and it was here that he spent his last few weeks. It was an incredibly challenging time for all of us, me and my sisters and my mum, and many people that knew him, that know him. And in those days, those last few days, I wondered what it was that I could actually do to help him. I knew in my heart of hearts all I wanted for him was to leave his body in complete awareness of who he is, so that he would know himself totally. But a part of me felt useless, like I couldn't really do anything. And I realised there was nothing to do for him. All I had to do was be myself fully, be totally present for him in those last few days, give him Reiki healing, hold his hands, meditate with him, and just be totally present in love for him. And I had some of the most beautiful experiences with him in those few days. There was a vortex of energy that opened up around him and all of us, and we all became surrounded by that vortex. We all physically felt it with our bodies, not just as an idea, but we felt the energy, the depth of the energy. It was like a portal opening to another dimension, and we were all in that portal with my dad. And I remember holding his hands and meditating with him. And he was so fragile, and he wasn't speaking very much by this point. And as I shut my eyes, I saw us both on the beach, sitting at a table, drinking and talking and laughing. And everything was perfect. And yet here he was in front of me, so fragile. So pure. So open. And he was also in a lot of pain from the treatment that he was given. But he had so much dignity. He was so at peace with it all. He just took everything moment by moment in his stride, and was totally aware of everything that was happening to his body. And he was able to be at peace. Even within the pain, he was at peace. Even within the stress, he was at peace. And I gained strength. I gained an incredible amount of strength to be with him in those months and weeks before he left his body. I committed myself to being there fully for him in whatever way I could possibly be there. And I knew that was just to be myself, just to share my healing, my gifts, my meditation, all the things that my dad knew and did himself in his own way. And for anybody who is in the same situation that I was in, It is a gift to be there in someone's passing. There is a gift. And my dad showed that through his life there was teachings and gifts, and through his death also, through his deathless death, there was many teachings and many gifts. I also saw the depth of love. I understood the eternal nature of true love, of true oneness connection that we all have with each other. My parents had been split 30 years, and on the day that they saw each other, it was as if no time had passed. No other relationships had been. No divorce had ever happened. The love that they had felt the first moment they'd met was still there in all its beauty, in all its grace, in all its truth. And it was clear to me that nothing, no thing and no one had ever taken that away. And even although they hadn't spent much time together or hardly spoken to each other through many of those years, the love that they shared remained. And this is true for all of our relationships, no matter how it looks, no matter what has happened, no matter who we have shared our lives with before or after, the love remains eternal, graceful, beautiful. And in this passing from the body to eternal life, as it is, as we never go anywhere, we cannot go anywhere else. We are always, in always, forever, here now, in this moment. Even when we leave the body, we are always here now, in this eternal moment. We may move on to other lives and have other experiences. We may be in our last life here, and we may transcend the body and the mind and move into the eternal. With no need to return to this planet, to this experience. Every death, every leaving of the body is an opportunity to look at the depths within our own being, to look and notice our own immortality, to see the depth of love, to know the truth of everlasting life, and to be reborn, to truly live. There is such a great gift in the loss of a friend or a family member. It may not feel like it at the time. It may be devastating. It may wrench your heart wide open. But every experience is to bring you back to truth so that you may know yourself forever more deeply, so that you may know God forever more deeply, so that you may live life, truly live life, awake to the beauty that you are and that is always around you and can be seen in the blink of an eye. You see, this life is a gift, and leaving this body is a gift also. There is truly no sadness in death, because there is no end. There is only another beginning. A new beginning. You are boundless energy, created in form for a purpose, always for a purpose. We are not here by accident, and there are many souls who would like to come in and have this experience here in a body and experience life. And I know there is much suffering in the world, but you are not that suffering. That suffering is not who you are. It is simply a passing experience. The truth of who you are is eternal, beautiful, grace, pure love made manifest, so that you may know yourself, so that you may come to know yourself through the billions of expressions of oneness here on this planet. I love you all, each and every one of you. You are so beautiful. You are love. And each one of you is a mirror for all those around you. And each one of you is a teacher and a student and a guide and a light and an angel in form, helping others on their way back home. Whether you know it or not, you are. We are all here to guide each other, to teach each other, to learn from each other, and to come home to the truth of who we are and the beauty of who we are. Much, much love to you all, and please feel free to share this video with anybody who may be experiencing the loss of somebody in their life right now. So sending you all love and so much gratitude for being here and sharing this with me. Namaste.